Well, hello. Once again, I am wearing Disney ears because they make me happy and I always look for an excuse to wear them. But I will not be talking about anything Disney. There was a joke at one point that there would be a theme park like Disneyland built in this location. Maybe not a joke, but maybe they just thought about it because one of the highest amount of people other than Californians that go to Disneyland is Utahns. Me. So I want to tell you about a place that is really great for Utahns that I just went on a trip to. It's St. George. So one thing to know about Utah, we are a desert, which doesn't mean we're hot every day of the year. It just means we don't get a ton of water. Not a lot at all. But we actually get really, really cold in our winters. Like, we can get low, like 15s, like really cold, 15, 20s. Except one place in Utah, which is the southern part of Utah, which is St. George. There are palm trees here. The elevation is low enough that probably the lowest that it gets year round, even in our northern Utah, really, 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 really cold time of year, like Logan's scary cold in Utah. Maybe 50s, maybe 40s. Like, it doesn't get really cold there. Also, it's gonna only mostly rain, maybe snows, but in northern Utah, we get cold. Southern Utah, you are trying to beat the cold. Southern Utah is the place to go. St. George is a wonderful place to go. It's a smaller town, but it has a lot to offer. So I wanted to talk about the top 5 things to do if you visit St. George. So I've hopefully explained it to you. We have, I don't know if any of you have been to Utah, but Utah has some amazing scenery, like, in such a broad spectrum. Like, you can go into Big Cottonwood Canyon and hike in the mountains and be amongst very tall, beautiful pine trees type of forest. Or you can go to southern Utah and be amongst Red Rock, which is what we're going to talk about. So Red Rock is just like, there's not a lot of trees going on there, but it's very beautiful in its own sense. It's plateaus, it's colorful, sharp mountain looking areas. They're not really, it's a plateau. Like, it's like Moab and that sort of thing. Beautiful in its own sense. So the number one thing to do in St. George is to hike. Zions is really close. Zions National Park. Zions is an interesting park because you have to get on a shuttle in order to go to any of the locations, or you can rent a bike and bike up to them. But it's a long time to get to each of the stops. I feel like it's still cool, beautiful hikes. But so Zions is where you can also go. There's Snow Canyon, closer than Zions, and then my favorite is Pioneer Park. So, and I happened upon it on accident when I went hiking with my family down there. It has a pioneer cave that's a couple hundred years old. You can also hike up to Dixie Rock. It's just like this plateau, and you can see all of St. George. Super chill. Like, take a water bottle, you'll be fine. Like, nothing huge. They've also got like a little skinny slot thing that you literally can park and walk up to it and take fun pictures. I would never try and squeeze through it all the way to the other side. It's like 2 sharp walls and you just try and squeeze through it. No, because that makes me claustrophobic. Just think about it. But plan on having the Red Rock sand get in your shoes and socks. So it is a very fine sand. It's going to get everywhere. So you, sorry, just plan on it. So that's my number one thing to do. Go on a hike. It's beautiful. It's warmer. I mean, I've gone hiking in October and I've gone hiking in April thinking that I would be fine with just a t-shirt and shorts, and it was hot. It's hot. Something about that Red Rock with the sun. It's a warmer place to go on a hike. My number 2 is to eat the food. They have some great local places that you can eat there. Remember, just a small town. They do have a tropical smoothie place. I always get the avocado. Tropical smoothie you can get in northern Utah as well, but it hasn't always been here, so it's been kind of a special treat down there. But the places that I love the most, and I never skip whenever I go down there, I just went there with like a bunch of my friends, is Ermitas with an I, Ermitas. I recommend the carnitas. I can't vouch for anything else on their menu. I mean, their chips and salsa are amazing, but the carnitas they never disappoint. They are so good. Fried pork, so good. And my friends love everything else that they get there, but I can't tell you how good it is. But just beware, like, St. George is a small town, but there's a ton of people there, so plan on a wait. Anywhere I tell you to go, plan on a wait. The Bear Paw Cafe is phenomenal. Also, plan on a wait. They have like this deep dish French toast. Yeah, nothing you get there will be bad. And I think they have like a mini pastry bakery area that you can like buy something and take it home with you. Phenomenal. And then the last place, which I didn't go to this last time, but the other two we don't ever skip, but is the Tiki Island Grill. I thought that was really good too. Like, it was one place I went with my family, and it has like tempura vegetables. Like, it was really good, and fun little themed restaurant to sit down in. My number 3 is to check out the history. They have historical tours. They have museums. You can only purchase a St. George t-shirt at one of these historical places. But I remember going with my family and we took a tour of the bank, like their downtown, small town, still small town, but we went to their downtown. We took a tour of their really old bank, and they talked about how this dad and son tried to move a safe, and the dad was too heavy and he ended up having a heart attack. But like, you learn all these crazy history things. They have like quilts and like amazing things just from this small town that's been here for like 100 years. I liked it. I like learning about history. My daughter does too. So we like that. They have museums there. So I say check them out. It's lots of fun. Number 4, shop. That's right. When you go on a girls trip, there will be shopping. They have a fun little mall down there. I don't want to say little. It's a decent mall. They have also on that main street, still by the museums and like historical places, they have eclectic shops like antiques. There we go. Fun things like that. I will also put in a plug for my friend. She owns Tom Design Shop down there, and it's a jewelry place, and they have permanent jewelry. It's just a fun place to shop and put around. You can go down there and there's like a Bohm and all those other like Utah-based like stores that are also online. But it's just a fun place to shop. A decent mall. Not like magnanimous, not huge like a Salt Lake Mall or anything like that, but definitely Salt Lake is Utah's capital. But it's still a good mall. So shop around, get some of that eclectic stuff that's just there. I love the little downtown. It's something about those small town like strips of just teeny shops. I just love that. So they have those in Moab and Zions too. So I love just doing a little shopping. Even if I'm not getting anything, just check it out. Number 5, enjoy the water. It's hotter than the rest of Utah, so if you head over there in, say, November, you'll still be able to go swimming outside. Yeah, and you can still get a tan outside. I always cover up my face when I lay out with my friends because I'm like, I don't want wrinkles here, I just want them everywhere else. The Sand Hollow State Park has some fun places that you can sit on that red rock or just play on the beach in the water. There's Quail Creek Reservoir, my personal favorite, and it's not always there. It actually like hadn't had any water going through it for 100 years, and now it's almost been like every other year for the last couple of years. Is Gunlock Reservoir. That was so cool to just even go see. I wouldn't necessarily get in the water because it's fast flowing. It's the reservoir flowing over, like overflowing, because it has extra runoff. That's why it doesn't happen very often. Again, desert, but it just overflows and makes this beautiful gushing waterfall that just kind of like makes its way out, and they figure out how to funnel it because it's extra water from the reservoir. It's super cool. You can play in the water and mess with it. I just didn't because I wanted to live. So there's not always water there. So if there is water there, I recommend making the drive and going and checking it out. It was super cool. There's Fire Lake Park. There's Virgin River tubing, which is always fun. There's also, if you're like February, you can get a little chilly to be outside in the water. There's the Washington Aquatic Center, which is super cool, as well as the St. George City Pool. So get in the water, enjoy it, or just be like me and put a swimsuit on and lay next to the water. And if I get too hot, I'll go get in the water and then I'll get right back out. But everybody's different. Hopefully that gives you some ideas of fun things to do in St. George. It's just a small eclectic town that's kind of become a hot spot. Like, I don't recommend going there during spring break. No, it will be, holy cow, you will be waiting in line at the Dairy Queen for an ice cream for your daughter for 2 hours. Like, it just gets overwhelming. And there are a lot of like soccer tournaments and stuff there. It gets freaking hot in the summer, like 110, 120. Like, I wouldn't go there in the summer, but that's just me. I don't want to be that hot. But it is a fun place if you are looking to beat the heat or beat the cold. It's fun to just go there. And it's just a small town. The Red Rock's beautiful. It has palm trees, my favorite kind of trees. Hopefully this helps you, and that if you get a chance, go and enjoy our beautiful St. George and check out the beautiful Red Rock. Like and subscribe.